This is Curtis and welcome back to Malevolent Elephant. Now I know many of you have already seen the It movie and many more of you will see it tonight or maybe tomorrow night. You know, I'm seeing it tonight again for the second time to fully digest it. As you guys know, I love this movie, but there were some things in it that in my opinion, they may keep it from being an epic movie as it could have been. There are some light spoilers ahead, just to kind of let you know. Nothing really big though, in terms of specifics in the movie, so you can still watch this without it ruining your experience. But I didn't want to completely mess it up for you guys that haven't seen it yet, so just wanted to let you know that in advance. I'm going to give you 5 things I hated about the It movie. Now, of course, it doesn't mean I hated the movie, because as you know, I loved it. It's just a few things I would have maybe changed. And with that, let's just get right into it. Starting out with number 5 is that it was too popcorn flickish. You know, as much as I enjoyed this movie, it felt like for the most part, the film wants to just kind of make you turn your brain off. You guys know what I'm talking about? There never seems to be any real ambiance to the movie, no real fluidity. Just a cocktail of mishaps and unfortunate events, blended with some excellent jump scares. Essentially, it felt a bit watered down at times, and at times even lazy. You know how those Michael Bay Transformers movies kind of just have you ignore plot holes by putting a crap ton of CGI and special effects on the screen? Yeah, at times, this movie is guilty of that. Although not to the extent of those Transformers movies, of course. I mean, nothing compares to that crap. Number 4 is not long enough. When I walked away from the theater, I just had that feeling that it just could have certainly benefited from being at least 3 hours. Things are always going to get left out when you try to fit in an over 1,000 page small print book into a movie, or even 2 movies for that matter. This probably should have been broken up into like a 4-part movie, or been at least 3.5 hours each. I know that sounds crazy, but this kind of project would have definitely benefited from that. Or maybe they could have turned this into a Netflix series. They could have really hashed out some of these things if they had did that. Now, of course, I'm just nitpicking a bit. Y'all know that, right? I mean, I still love the movie. But these just are some of my thoughts. Could have been a bit longer. Number 3 is a flat supporting cast. You know, this sort of ties into number 4 because a longer movie may have helped to remedy this. I would have loved to seen some more of a backstory on some of the supporting characters, such as the Bowers gang. This felt like purely a movie with no one else other than Pennywise and the Losers Club. And the supporting cast, they kind of felt like a formality rather than they did fleshed out characters. I would have loved to see some more backstory on like Mr. Keene at the pharmacy. Why did they omit Adrian Mellon? What about Eddie Corcoran? I mean, there are definitely some things missing. Number 2 is Pennywise's CGI. I mean, what the hell? Now, first of all, Bill Skarsgard was fantastic as Pennywise. I mean, he really was, folks. But at times, there were scenes that just used too much CGI. Just my opinion. Now, to play devil's advocate, I do get that Pennywise is not really a clown per se, but he's more of a cosmic entity and a shapeshifter. Like, I do get that. Most of the CGI was pretty good, considering this movie did not have a huge budget to begin with. I just think that Andy Muschietti could have toned it down just a little bit. But again, folks, I mean, hey, I'm just kind of nitpicking here. Number 1 is the Losers Club story. Let me tell you something. The chemistry of these kids was fantastic. Like Stranger Things level fantastic. I mean, I really enjoyed seeing their friendships evolve, how real friendships evolve. They laughed together, they were scared together, they argued with each other, and that's what friends do. So they were fantastic as far as chemistry is concerned. But the thing is, they did not develop the backstory of all the kids as much as I would have liked, especially with Ben, Mike, and Stanley. So although as you're watching, you obviously empathize with them. I mean, they're kids. But you somehow empathize more with like Bill and Beverly and Eddie than you do the other kids. because they spent a lot of time doing backstory on those kids and not the other ones. Richie was just so damn hilarious, he kind of made up for a lack of an in-depth backstory. Now look, of course I'll reiterate that a longer film could have helped out a lot with this stuff. Still a good movie though. Thanks for watching. Let me know down in the comments where this ranks in your all-time favorite horror movies for you guys that have already seen it. Let me know. Don't forget to smash that like or dislike button. And if you aren't subscribed, don't you dare leave here without doing so. Holla at your boy.